This is the Movieception Show, and I am Fariba, and I'm just about to watch Miss Marvel Episode 3, which will mark the halfway point for the show. I'm super excited to see how the third episode will explore more of Kamala's powers and even her heritage, especially the way that the last episode just ended things in such a big bang. So I'm totally excited to see how they explore more of her backstory. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Oh wow, okay, so we are going to 1942. So this is 5 years before the partition. Oh my god, is that Aisha?
We have to try.
What do they mean by take us back home? So then my question is, how did Kamran's so-called mother manage to stay this young for so long? I'm so curious about the immortality. Because remember, this is like
We've been running together
80 years from now?
as we were in school or something. Not exactly. Aisha was from another dimension, and so are we.
Did she say another dimension?
Of course, yeah. We're not here by choice, like so many others.
So I'm curious to know which dimensions they are coming from. Because now this brings the whole Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness stuff.
We've been around for 100 years, and he picks the stupidest parts of humanity to be obsessed with.
Yeah, about that, you all look very good for being around in the 40s.
See, I just said this.
No, kid's 17.
It's a relief.
Oh, that would have been so bad.
You
Oh
know,
shit.
She is adorable. Always here.
Oh, her mom's not gonna be happy about this though.
By the way,
Please speaking to his protect Aisha's family.
I really don't think any good can come of this.
Of course it can.
Man, I'm really getting a lot of Spider-Man vibes.
Brought you to me and to all the people. And now you must finish what she started.
So
So where exactly is your home?
So are we
And
talking
what are
like...
you, respectfully, what are we?
So we're talking like
New dimension.
possible
The new dimension.
multiverse
We're
travel?
known as clandestines. As to what we are, we've been called Ajnabi, Majnun, Unseen. The list goes on. But what we're most commonly known as is Jinn.
Okay.
Did you just say Jin?
She did say Jin.
It just sounds like it's 5-year-old. Come on.
Focus.
Seems like a 5-year-old.
I'm a Jin.
And tonic?
Did she say she's a Jin?
I found out what I am. And it's not his guardian. Or alien. Jin stories and the Jin stories
Yeah.
are so much worse because they're real.
Where are you getting all this information?
The only reason why I actually know about what Jins are is because of Supernatural, to be honest.
Saved me from all the
Um,
stuff last night.
But it's a bit weird because with Jins is like they kind of do things to your mind. So that's the one I know.
It's one of them.
I can help a group of ghosts.
They're not ghosts. They're people from different dimensions.
Mendy.
Before you go,
I love that they're actually about to go and do a lot more research, which is great. That hasn't been going well, isn't it? Of course, the FBI is at a mosque
Agent, actually.
and has no respect
Damage.
for a sacred
We
place.
received a report of an unidentified enhanced such premises.
Not without our permission, you won't. You have no legal authority here.
Ah, love you, Nikkah. There you go.
Not give an idea. Mosque board member. Prospective member. What is further about our poem? Pursuant to U.S. Criminal Code, law enforcement officers are not permitted to enter a private space without
That
a
is
signed
true.
warrant.
Yeah, you studied the criminal code in homeroom.
Law and order reruns, but I'm not wrong.
It is a very serious matter. It is in your best interest to cooperate.
And it requires
Seriously,
legal
because of
stuff.
investigative
So
finance, or because she was spotted in the mosque, ma'am.
Please, return when you have a signed warrant.
yep, bring that warrant, and then you
Excuse me,
can
Miss
look around.
Agent. Next time, remove your shoes.
There you go. See, no damn respect, honey. Again, I'm really getting a lot of Spider-Man vibes here. This is literally like with Peter having all the Spider-Man shots and whatnot. So I'm really loving kind of the similarities between them.
Like we need another target on our backs. And she doesn't even seem to notice. And she does notice, she doesn't care.
Damage control. Why? What did they want?
I don't know. They wanted us to give her up or something. The whole good Muslim versus bad Muslim, let's self-surveil our people.
Literally. And I've actually been talking about this.
She ruined our election result meeting. Where
Thank you.
But let's be honest though, the whole Muslim thing and how they're always a target, it's like, it's never ending. It's always going to be the case. Whoa. Okay, so for those who kind of want to get an idea, this is leading up to basically Amir's wedding, and the first part of the wedding ceremony is the Mendy ceremony. So, or like in the case of bridal showers. So this is kind of what this is about. I'll talk more about this in the breakdown, but yeah. So this is a Mendy ceremony that they're doing. So, and as you can see, like their hands are up and they're drawing Mendy on their arms. So I'm really excited about going into the wedding episode. So we're gonna be having more of kind of just like not like more of the Muslim traditions of like how they have their weddings and all that, which is actually pretty distinct from like other weddings as well. So again, I'll talk about this in the breakdown. I mean, this is a very common discussion. I mean, I feel like this is like for any parent who watch their kids, getting married. Oh my god, I remember this song. So I can't remember the movie off the top of my head right now, but this movie actually has Amir Khan, sorry, Salman Khan and Mother Diction in it. I think it's like, oh my god, I can't remember the song, but I love this song so much. So we have one Bollywood movie that we have now spotted.
Girl,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't seem particularly happy about it.
oof, the trouble this girl's causing, her mother should be ashamed of herself.
Oh.
Oh, Kamala, Bruno
Oh
came
boy,
back.
you'd be quite
He said
surprised
he
to
couldn't
know.
get out of his shift, but he has left his box.
But yeah, just quickly speaking about earlier about how they're talking about her son, going away, all that. So it is a very common conversation, I would assume, for just anybody, for any parent who are watching their kid, getting married and moving on. So, and this is a very common conversation within people in the brown community as well. So I can really understand the sentiment about it. Even today, like, I mean, I'm not married yet, but I always get reminded that, well, there's going to be a day where, I might not be with my parents anymore. So, yeah.
It's not a thing you are, Kamala. It is a thing you do.
Wow, this is a very wise imam. Very, very wise. I believe that might be the mask, right? I think this is from the previews. Oh, it's a very cute mask. This is just the beginning. This is only just the beginning.
Syntheticness.
Shit. I really love Kamala's dad. Like, he's such an interesting person.
It's just something from cultural studies class.
The G.
Yeah, the Jinn is a very familiar creature.
Let me, huh?
I love him so much. He's amazing.
Supernatural beings of pre-Islamic folklore were and damned to live out their days trapped in our own.
Yep. Okay, so this is like similar to what I've seen in Supernatural.
That
But also, if that's the case, then holy crap, that's some scary stuff.
social life. And go.
That was kind of a bit confusing.
You help them go home. Some things might go boom.
Oh.
Right.
Kamala.
Right. Yeah. You found out already.
I
Still
did,
confused
and
why you didn't apply for MIT, but okay.
I think I need to go.
Carol Danvers went away.
Hey,
She
Carol.
controlled space and time, and she helped him now.
Carol Danvers would be reckless.
But Carol Danvers' story is a bit more complicated
It's
than
such a bad
that.
name you're not her.
Because remember, Carol Danvers was technically taken from the Kree before, she ended up in Earth again. So, oh, aribachi, beto, beto. Again, this is like very relatable. I think just for any case, this is true.
Very long hours for very little money. Dahmer was very out of diapers. My English was not so
This is like basically any immigrant story. Like,
so alone my whole life.
even my parents have kind of shared with me some of their. Oh.
I found Auntie Ruby and Humaira, and I found my family, and I let them love me.
Yeah, this is like any immigrant story, as I was mentioning. My parents have also been
Whatever mountain
a similar
you see,
hardship when they first came to America as well in the 90s. I think what made it easier for them is that they had friends and family around here. So, but again, like just trying to make a new life here in America, it's just not easy.
cheer up, cheer up. Come on.
Go into the wedding. So just kind of a little bit of a heads up. The wedding is basically a Nikkah in terms of just Islamic, practices and all. It's a bit of a different, tradition, and the procedure of it all is kind of, different from a lot of other places. And it can also vary from like,
700. You'll find your way after grad school.
I love how this is a very relatable thing too, because this is like for any groom having like the, jingles.
A man has
Mashallah, yeah.
a man who chooses family.
Okay, so I know this song as well. So this is another Bollywood song from a movie called Guru that stars Aishwarya Rai and Abhishek Bachchan. So this is basically the Nikkah ceremony.
Oh, I do.
Aww.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, man, I'm down.
Do you accept Aisha Hillman as your wife?
I do.
Do you accept Aisha Hillman as your wife?
I do.
Yeah, so this is a bit of a different Nikkah ceremony, so I'll talk more about it in the breakdown. This is kind of a bit more of a modern take of it. Yeah, so Allahu Akbar is a common thing, yeah. Aww. That was a really cute ceremony. I'll talk more about how the Nikkah ceremony usually
You weren't
happens.
gonna tell me.
But yeah.
So why wouldn't it be?
Are they really going to crash a wedding? Yo, not even like one more like night, because she has like a freaking wedding. Okay, so this is the reception. Yep. This is a bit more of a typical like wedding that you'll see in more of like a Islamic American type of way. This is like the reception and all that.
Is that actually true? Who knows?
Again, this practice it could differ depending on more of like the cultural aspect of it. I'll talk more about that in the breakdown. Okay, yeah. Oh my god. Oh. Okay, so this song is from the movie called Dawn. But this one actually stars Amitabh Bachchan. This is called like Hey Mera Dil. But this is such a cute, oh my god. Oh my god, this is so cute. Aww. I love how they're taking so much. Aww. And yeah, this is a very typical thing that happens in weddings where they have kind of like a lot of these performances on like a stage, and it could be like friends, family, even parents, and they usually have like a segment. Oh my God, Kamala! Did Bully Head Deepa, I think it's the song, name of the song. Oh, called Did Bully Head Deepa, from the movie called Did Bully Head Deepa. This is so cute. Aw. These are like older Bollywood movies too, so I love that I like have a lot of nostalgia from some of the songs that are playing too. Oh man, this makes me feel so heartfelt right now. I'm loving this. Oh. And yeah, this is so typical. You always drag the groom in. Yep, because he's also involved in the act too. I love this so much. Oh man, the effort from everybody. This is like a grand wedding. Yeah, then this is kind of like a pretty good representation of how Islamic weddings are like, although it can again vary depending on like some of the more cultural stuff. So this is like more of a Pakistani way. Brown Jovi. Yep, they always gotta, promote and market. Oh no, you're gonna crash the wedding. Hell no. Hell no, you're about to crash the wedding. Aw, cute. Yo, can you like...
Stick to the classics, right?
Yeah, stick to the classics. This sounds like another Bollywood music right here, but I can't pinpoint it at the moment. But oh, it's not. This is Bon Jovi. Living on a Prayer, man. Hey, this is from the second. What a way to bring in Bon Jovi. Oh my God, blasting Bon Jovi. Kamala's parents approve. Yeah, get your ass out of here. And they don't even give a shit. Of course, typical. So what we got? Oh shit, Kamala. I haven't learned combat like that yet, y'all. Oh man, I love that they're really blasting Living on a Prayer, but I should probably lower the volume down because I'm going to get flagged by YouTube.
So do you.
Aww, so there was 2 weddings. But I love how she's taking it better than everyone else.
With my own eyes. What are you talking about? You can't see anything. You know the DMV revoked her driver's license.
Oh, jeez, honey. Yo, you guys could have waited like a whole damn day and just like could have given her this night to, enjoy. Greedy mofos. Oh, hell no. I mean, technically she got the shield, but can she really fight 4 people? Oh, not the cake. Oh, not the wedding. Oh well. Oh, not. Oh! That's gonna hurt. Hey! There you go. That's the signature move. Oh, so he has moves too. What? Greedy. Oh. Oh, she's in big trouble. Oh, you're gonna need to talk, honey.
Just be honest with us.
I don't think...
We want to help you.
This is like the most disappointing I've seen from her dad, which ain't cool.
Did you see the dream, Beta?
Oh.
How did you know about that?
Because I saw it too, which is why you have to come. You have to come to Karachi.
But Nani? Nani?
Looks like we're going to Pakistan, y'all. That was the third episode of Miss Marvel. So now we are in the halfway point of this show. So this one is definitely an interesting one because we're starting to really dive more into who Kamala Khan is and what her powers are. So it's very interesting that they mentioned that they all come from a different dimension because, as we all know, we recently got a movie called Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness where they really talked about the multiverse, right? And before, this series, we only knew that the only character who actually has multiversal power is America Chavez. So now this is a bit of an interesting revelation that apparently Kamala's powers with the Bengals can somehow allow these, stranglers to go back to their home dimension. So I'm a bit curious to see how that's going to work and how that's going to mesh with the whole multiverse story. So there's a bit of a confusion there, but again, it definitely diverges a little bit from the comics because I don't believe that that's really, how come her origin stories are in the comics. And then they also started to bring in the Jinn storyline, which, if you think about it, the Jinn is it is a pre-Islamic type of, not folklore, but supernatural being that it's a bit interesting that they're kind of introducing her as like a Jinn as a way to kind of replace her for the whole Inhuman storyline, because technically speaking, the Humans are not really in the MCU. So a bit of interesting developments in terms of Kamala's heritage and just what her powers are, and essentially just her backstory. I definitely love the wedding scene. That was something that I was pretty excited for because I know that was where we're going to see a little bit more of just the perspective of Daisies and how they celebrate their how they, do their weddings and all that, especially more of Islamic traditions because when it comes to more so like Daisy weddings, it can vary in between religion as well. So here was more of an Islamic one where it's gonna. So I think for any Daisy wedding, it's gonna be multiple days. So we saw the first day was the Mendy ceremony or the / bridal shower. It could go either way, where they basically have do the Mendy stuff, and then depending on one's culture, they can do other extra things, which I'll talk about more in the breakdown. And then of course we kind of get to the main event, which is the Nikkah ceremony, which is a big part of Islamic wedding. And as I mentioned before in my reaction throughout that scene, it can the whole setup for it will differ among just what the married couple wants to do, and then also kind of just more of a cultural thing, so which I will also go more down the breakdown for. But yeah, it was really nice kind of seeing all that because I've been through I've attended so many weddings at this point that it's I can really relate to all of what's going on here. So again, it's really nice to see a bit more of a Daisy representation to kind of give that perspective for non-Daisies. I think one of the things that I really loved is that they really played a lot of Bollywood music in this episode. I believe there was about 3 or 4, and I was able to catch almost all of them. So I'll share more about that in the breakdown. But yeah, about this episode is kind of more of the Daisiness of Kamala and also just more of the Western stuff, because again they also played Bon Jovi's Living on the Prayer, so which was kind of a really nice nod to just what's going on. We go from all this Bollywood-esque stuff to let's just play Bon Jovi. So I really love the shift that's been going on in between, but also kind of the fact that we're also seeing where Kamala's just confused and she's just trying to take in everything, all this information about what's going on, what she needs to do, and the fact that I love how she's also very innocent in this episode. She wants to help them, and yet these guys, despite the fact that they reached out to her, they're just being so greedy about just take us home rather than just letting her enjoy this one night. It's it's a bit of an interesting aspect. One other thing I'll also say is I love how we kind of see a bit more interaction between Kamala and her parents, especially a couple of things with the whole immigrant story. Again, something that I personally can relate to, considering my own family, my own parents are immigrants as well. And of course, like, and in the last 20 minutes, I mean, what a ride that was, right? Of course, like, we know that Kamala has kind of gotten used to her powers, but also she hasn't really, she hasn't really gotten the grasp of, like, trying to do hand-to-hand combat like most superheroes typically, would learn eventually. But again, it shows that she is growing, right? I think that's the most important part, is that despite the fact that she is in this loophole of, like, who she is, what's going on, the fact that apparently she's like a djinn, or that her whole mission is to go and help these people to go back home. You can see how she's just trying to take it in all as she can, even though she is a 16-year-old girl. Like, she's only a teenager, and she's, like, already having to, deal with all of this. And yet we're also seeing a bit of where Kamala is really growing and maturing the more she starts learning about everything about herself, and how, again, she does the action sequences was well done. So I hope to see more of her fighting later on. Like, again, I think there's gonna be more of that in the next 3 episodes. But yeah, no, I love how the series is progressing. Again, another fantastic episode that really is a good combination of what's going on in her life, but also just kind of the complications that's happening with the fact that, well, she has these cosmic powers, that she is now kind of getting this attention as a superhero, and now it's kind of just like, now she needs to try and balance it out at some point, and that's what's probably going to be the next step moving forward for her. So yeah, again, I love this episode. I can't wait to go down into the breakdown video to kind of share more of my perspective about some of the DC scenes, especially some of the Bollywood music that I'll go more into. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna have to say about episode 3. So yeah, let me know what you think. Did you love this episode? Did you not like this episode? What do you think about the ending? What do you think is gonna happen moving forward? Will Miss Marvel maintain this consistency moving forward? So yeah, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'll be signing off. Thanks. Bye.